All right, good afternoon, everyone. Hope you grabbed your lunch and you're ready. You got your tea filled up or your coffee filled up, and you're ready for a Friday afternoon webinar with the Alberta Mentoring Partnership. So, good afternoon. My name is Michael Jans. I'm the Partnership Engagement Manager with the Alberta Mentoring Partnership, and with me here is Andy Harris, who's one day I'm going to actually learn his title, but it's web tech, comms, all sorts of things. So he is the Swiss Army knife for the Alberta Mentoring Partnership to help us out through all sorts of exciting endeavors, one of which is the upcoming Mentoring Month campaign. So I'd like to welcome all of you to the chat today. What we're going to do is have a bit of a sharing from myself about the history of Mentor Month, about Mentor Month in the United States, about how you can engage different tools, resources, and goodies that we're going to be preparing for you. And then we're going to have a conversation about what are ways you can engage, how you can make Mentor Month special for you. So this webinar is going to be recorded as a video for the Alberta Mentoring Partnership channel. We're also going to be recording the audio for our podcast. So if you're listening to the podcast, by all means, visit albertamentors.ca/mentoring-month to learn more, or reach out to us. So first, to get started, I invite you to submit questions in the chat box on the right-hand side of your browser on the GoToWebinar control panel. Wow, can't talk. Too much coffee. Yeah, come and say hello. So you should be able to see a message there. You can send it to the organizers, the panelists. So type in your questions, let us know, and we'll go from there. So should we get started with the survey question? Yeah, so the first question is, we're curious to hear how many of you participated in Mentoring Month last year. So I think it's going to be pretty low given the names I saw register, which is good because we want to be telling you about the new opportunities ahead. So you can select your answer in the poll. The poll should be popping up on your browser. So does that say 60-40? 50-50. 50-50. All right. So we got some old folks and some new folks. So that's great. That's exciting. So we hope that for those of you who did participate last year, that you'll want to jump in and maybe share some information about how you participated and made Mentoring Month special. So really, at the end of the day, what AMP exists to do, our acronym AMP is also often said as AMP. We exist to amplify the good work that you do throughout the rest of Alberta, and we are essentially your hype machine. So Mentor Month is like a pep rally and an opportunity for us to talk about how important mentoring is, why it's important to become a mentor, why it's important to donate and support mentoring programs, and why government, politicians, and other decision makers need to keep supporting mentoring. So this is all based on a campaign that Mentor, the National Mentoring Partnership in the United States, runs called National Mentoring Month. So if you are following along on the webinar, you'll see I pulled up the Mentors USA page. If you go to Mentor and then under their work and you go to campaigns, you'll be able to see all of this information I'm sharing about National Mentoring Month. So National Mentoring Month happens every year in January. It's a month-long celebration of mentoring. It's now international. It happens in Canada, in the United States, in Alberta, in Europe as well. And so it's a chance for all of us to share the good news about mentoring. If you go to Mentors page, you can see they have different toolkits available to you to help make your life easier. It's really, as a campaign, designed to be centrally coordinated, but really the life of it is on the ground. And the goal for either Mentor or ourselves at the AMP is to give you the tools and resources you need to make and to live out Mentor Month in your own way that's unique to your program, unique to your organization, and you can make it special for you. There's certain days that are coordinated. I am a Mentor Day on January 20th. Thank Your Mentor Day on January 30th. International Mentoring Day, January 17th. These are days that we align with as well with the AMP in our Mentor Month campaign because it's a way to really take over social media, really generate a lot of buzz. We've had earned media in the past where reporters have been curious about things happening on that day, and it's been a chance to showcase some of the unique stories out of our agencies or our matches or our relationships that will come from there. So if you take a moment and go and dig around the National Mentoring Month page, It's got a lot of great information and a lot of different resources that you can steal, adapt, borrow to your purposes. So I recommend checking that out. For example, they have a public official outreach and advocacy toolkit. So you can adapt this. We're actually, as AMP, we're going to be working on adapting this for something for Alberta to help you tell the story. So for those of you in towns or small communities, you can make a little special mentoring page to take to your town mayor or your town reeve or other funders and supporters. You can talk about Mentoring Month. We often request that mayors, city councilors, etc., issue a proclamation to support Mentoring Month in your community. So you can say, you know, the city of Grand Prairie, you can get a proclamation. It's a way of getting everybody talking about mentoring and talk about the impact that you do. We always recommend requesting these early because it gets pretty busy come January, especially after the December break when a lot of people are out. So Mentor has a bunch of great goodies in here, some key messages, some suggested asks, different templates, such as invitation guides to invite your elected officials to a site visit for your program, scheduling meetings, things like that. I've heard some of our organizations have hosted like winter carnivals during Mentoring Month and invited funders, elected officials, MLAs, MPs, etc., to come to the agency and to learn about the work they do in the community. Mentor Month is it's like a really convenient excuse to do storytelling and throw a party and to raise money and to raise attention and support for what you do. They also have an advocacy toolkit for reaching out to media. AMP will help you with this. We have media contact lists. We can help you with press releases. We can help you with reaching out to radio, doing op-ed pitches for papers, etc. Now more than ever, with the shrinking media environment, the more that you can essentially draft up and spoon feed to them, the more appreciative they are and the more likely they are to tell your story. So doing things like submitting press releases, but also submitting draft stories that they can run online, submitting photos, submitting descriptions for the photos. In the past, the reporter came, they spent time with you, they got ready to tell your story. Now, more and more, they're coming to you looking for you to help them as much as possible. So that's exciting because it's a chance to get your word out. So if you can contact the media and say, hey, we're gonna have a mentor and a mentee available on January 15th. To talk about mentoring and talk about our program. It'll be at our agency at this location. You can take photos. We've got the photo release form signed. The more you can just set it up and make it plug and play, the easier it is to get your word out there and get media. Media still matters, especially in this environment. Even though there's so much on social media and online, it's a great way to spread your word even further and to get news stories that you can then share out through your social media about your agency. There's also a corporate engagement toolkit that Mentor makes, talks about working with businesses, tips to do that. A lot of these suggestions that they have, ideas about open houses or balloon drops or working together, these are good all year round, but it especially can be helpful if we coordinate it around Mentor Month. And then finally, they also have a digital engagement toolkit with various digital assets and graphics and things. It's all Mentor branded, but we have adapted a lot of this to AMP and Alberta branding, and we can work with you to make it special for your agency. So Mentor, because they represent 300 million Americans, they have some incredible endorsements, incredible videos. They've got NBA videos. They had Obama in a video. Like, they've really gone big league. So the more we can align with them on something like Thank Your Mentor Day or a International Day of Mentoring, the more we can bring attention to just the issue of mentoring in general, right? Like, we know it's the mouse and the elephant, right? Like, if where the elephant goes, it can help rustle up food for the mice too. So now I invite you to check out our Mentor Month page. Now this is a overview from the Alberta Mentoring Partnership. Similarly, like I said, we've tried to build and align with Mentor, nothing from scratch. We're taking their best and adapting it to Alberta. So if you visit albertamentors.ca/mentoring-month, you can see here, this is our main page. And why this page is exciting is all of our traffic for Mentoring Month, so all of our advertising, all of our tweets, all of our Instagrams, all of our Facebook, everything points back to this one central site. So for the campaign, we're tracking all of the attention that comes back to this page. So I'll go into that a little bit further but why that benefits you. So first of all, Mentoring Month is, as I said, it's basically expand and enhance your mentoring program. So either to help you get more volunteers, more mentors, or to mentor better. So first of all, the first click is to become a mentor. If they fill that in, the first click, they click there, and then it takes them to a form. They put in their name, address, they pick their area. They can pick any of our 177 AMP partners who they want to mentor with. And then that partner then gets a nomination. So say Michael Jans filled it in. He wants to mentor with Corey's kids in St. Albert. They now get an email with Michael's contact information and can start onboarding Michael as a mentor. So that's the first click, to become a mentor. The mentoring resources goes into the tools that the AMP provides, including our online training, our different toolkits, our mentoring guides to help people expand their mentoring programs. Some people, when they hear about Mentoring Month, they look and they say, you know what, in our town, we don't have a mentoring program. Maybe I should start one. So we have a whole bunch of different resources that can assist you in doing that. So why is this helpful that you get involved in a province-wide campaign? Because really the sum of the whole is greater than the sum of the individual parts. If you come together with other mentoring agencies and we're all talking about the same thing on one day, like a big celebration, a big month, it creates buzz and it creates hype and it gets people asking when they hear about it on the radio, oh, well, what's happening in my town? Maybe this is the year that I should become a mentor. So as I said, we have the different events. I'll go into those. We have ways to profile our partners. So if you're a partner of the Alberta Mentoring Partnership, you're automatically listed on our Become a Mentor lookup. We talk about mentoring and give a definition and support for what mentoring is. There's different mentoring programs in Alberta that we help we help and we support, and so we help direct people to that, and we talk about the benefits of mentoring and how it can be rewarding for both the mentor and the mentee. We talk about the different mentoring resources that we've created, and we share more about the benefits of mentoring. I'm also going to share a number of different resources that we have later on for you. So your mentoring program can basically plug and play. You can grab a folder of graphics, of videos, of content from us. We've pre-written the tweets, pre-made the pictures, all of that. You just basically fill in your website, your phone number, your email, and then it's ready to go. So we also talk about some of the mentoring champions, the people who have lent their brand and have endorsed mentoring, influencers, etc., politicians, athletes that are supporting mentoring here. Also throughout the different blog posts telling the stories of mentoring relationships around Alberta. So this is one area where right now we really need your help because we want to tell more stories. We want them to come from you. We want them to be authentic. We can change the names, we can change the kiddos, we can change the location, but we need you to tell us about the impact that you make in your agency. So here's a couple of examples of how when we're talking about mentoring, you know that saying, facts tell, but stories sell? These are really powerful stories. So for example, we took the story from one of our partners and we shared it, we shared the picture, and if you're in somebody who's reading this is interested to find out, they can find a mentoring program in their own community and to get involved. So we have just a quote and keep a great photo, and we help spread the word about why you should find a mentoring opportunity. So it's things like this that really go viral on social media, on Instagram, etc. I know many of our partners have done this in the past where they've profiled kids saying, oh, this is little Michael. Michael needs a mentor. Michael's into Lego and soccer, etc., and is in grade 9. Do you have 1 hour a week you could spend time with Michael? And we've seen that personalization of the need, rather than saying, we have 300 kids who need a mentor right now. A lot of people can see themselves, oh yeah, I could work with little Michael, that could be fun. And they, they're more likely to take the next step of learning more. So many of the different resources that we'll be profiling throughout the month are free and universally available to all folks. So if you go to albertamentors.ca, you can hear about our training, our resources for school, our resources for programs, how to get started, mentoring research. Like say you're doing a grant application and you need quotes or you need research about why the benefits of mentoring in a school community or in a rural community. I mean, those are all pieces that we can help you with. So I just want to go back to the Mentoring Month page and tell you a little bit more about what we're doing here. So the stories, the events throughout the week. So in the first week of January, everybody's sort of coming back from New Year's, a little bit of a break. January 8th, I Am a Mentor Day. It's an opportunity for volunteer mentors to celebrate their role and reflect on the way mentees have enhanced their world. So we know that from research, the #1 source of mentors recruited to your agency are current mentors. So word of mouth is huge. Doing things like giving them Instagrammable content, Facebook banners, things like that, saying, I'm a mentor, are you a mentor? Things like that really make an impact, and you're more likely to recruit the people who are close to the concentric circles of your current volunteers. So using your volunteer list, reaching out to them, texting them, getting them to look for more volunteers or support, getting them to speak at your fundraisers. These are all huge ways. Your best future mentors are your current mentors. So treat them right, appreciate them, celebrate them. This is a great way to do that and to help them tell their story. So I Am a Mentor Day. Week 2, Foundations of Mentoring. This goes into a little bit more about what mentoring is and why it's important. So we go back and we highlight more about what exists, how we can help you get started. This is really reaching out and targeting the people who heard about the buzz of I Am a Mentor Day and then trying to get them involved in supporting a program where they live in their community. The 17th is International Day of Mentoring. This is huge. If you've ever gone on and just looked at the hashtag, like there's people from around the world sharing all kinds of motivational quotes and images and graphics and great stuff about the difference that mentoring has made in their life. It's really, really empowering because, as many of you know, the work we do is very it's very emotional. It's very exciting, but it can be rarely do we have the chance to actually sit down and celebrate the impact that we make. So that's sort of what we want to do about International Day of Mentoring. Same thing in our life. We want to look ahead to Thank Your Mentor Day. Thank Your Mentor Day is at the end of the month, January 31st. It's a way to celebrate for all of us, to talk about who we were before we became us. It's a chance to celebrate the people along the way who helped us and who are mentors to us, formal or informal, and to get them thinking about that. So one of the questions we've had in the past is Mentor Month just for one-on-one relationships? No, it's group mentoring programs, it's formal mentoring programs, it's informal mentoring programs. Really, if you want to talk about how mentoring is important and the difference it's made in your life, we welcome your participation. You do not have to be part of a mentoring agency. You can tweet out and celebrate and talk about it, because we truly believe that everybody has the potential to be a great mentor, and all of us have benefited from the role of a caring adult in our life. So more buzz, the better. So then there's the Get Started form. We want people to get hooked, get informed, get involved. We start collecting all of that data, and again, it goes out to you, the partners of the AMP. So I cannot stress this enough. If you have not updated your contact information as a partner, you really want to go in here, because if somebody pulls down the menu and picks your agency, they're going to be sending an email is going out from our page to your program, to the designated contact that we have, and informing them that there's a live and excited mentor on the line waiting to connect with them. So the Did You Knows, we release all kinds of social media content that can be shared on your Facebook, your socials, your Instagrams. We're going to be refreshing some of these to make them more Instagram friendly, but the general idea about these stats you're seeing here, these came from Alberta data. This was from the Population Lab survey in 2016. So these are Alberta statistics that we surveyed. So when we have new statistics from the Canadian Mentoring Partnership that's coming from their research work, we're going to be sharing those as well too. So it's overwhelmingly positive, and it really helps show that social return on investment that comes from mentoring. So we talk about why mentoring is important. These are great key messages if you're pitching elected officials. What are the perks of mentoring? These are great key messages if you're pitching prospective volunteers. And down here, this mentoring resources accordion is going to be where you're going to get a folder of goodies and media that you can use to support your program. I'll get back to that a little more later. Finally, of course, if you're not already, sign up to our newsletter, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, socials, video, etc. So, sounds exciting. Did it work? I just want to share with you very quickly a copy of going to just jump into this quickly. I'm not going to give you the full PowerPoint, but last year we did a review of Mentoring Month 2019 and the 3 years prior. We've done it for 3 years now, and it was the third year we've done the campaign. It was a chance to raise awareness. We've always tried to say, as we say, we want to recruit more mentors. That's the ultimate goal, but we also know there's value in raising awareness about mentoring, that some people have to hear about mentoring up to 8 times before they take the step of actually looking up a program and becoming a volunteer. So we've done this before with various ad spends, as you can tell, some low budget or high budget years, depending on where we're at. And we've seen that it's been very successful. So last year, for example, we recruited 182 more mentors that were referred out to AMP partners. We can directly attribute that 182 to the Mentoring Month campaign because we know that they came through that form, albertamentors.ca/mentoring-month. So we did some paid ads, we had some earned media, we had a few radio stories and news stories. So it's a chance, like I said, by supporting Mentoring Month, by hosting events, by doing all of this, it's a chance for you to get involved in the campaign. So they were spread out from all over Alberta, and that's exciting. I talked about earned media a little bit too. We always send out a press release in the middle of the month talking about the shortage of mentors in Alberta. We do basically an informal count from a number of our programs and just ask them what their wait lists are. Based on that waitlist data, we know it's hovering around. We're still at just over 3,000 mentors that were short. So that means if we had another 3,000 volunteers in January 2020, we could help eliminate the waitlist for a number of our mentoring programs, and that would be a huge win. And that 3,000 number is spread out throughout Alberta. It's not just 1,500 in Calgary. It's people all over, rural, urban, digital. Like we have a number of ways that we could accommodate volunteers, however they put their name forward. So we had huge social media play. A lot of people liked our stuff, they shared our stuff, they mentioned us. We are just sort of getting into the Instagram game over the last couple of years, and we're seeing more and more attention to that. So if you're not already, I would encourage you to get out your phone at this time and like or follow us or friend us or whatever appropriate affection expression is on the social of your choice. We saw a huge number of website users. We've seen direct traffic to our pages. It's consistent, it's predictable and reliable, and that's been great. So we saw a huge jump from 2017, 2018 to 2019, and again they're coming here for the campaign. And that's exciting. That means they're seeing something that piqued their interest, a story, a picture, an opportunity, and they came forward. One of the things we did last year was we made these special movies that I'm going to come back to and shared those out. They were a huge hit. They're short and fun, and we can adapt them for your own program. So some more of the data, some more of the stats, how we played with different landing pages to track the different ads to see how they were performing. So we had this Don't Stop Believing journey video. It's a 30-second just mentor and mentee having fun, and it cuts at the end to become a mentor today. Same thing with the coin video. We did the same thing. These were recut last year. They're new videos. For those of you who have been with us a while, you may recall some early videos about 5 years ago. These are new ones. Social, yep, got the big stats. Earned media, we across Alberta, I think we had 7 stories last year from different media outlets that ran our media release that went out there, and when they saw our media release, they connected with local programs. So what we do, so we put out the general media release about Mentoring Month, but then at the bottom we list participating programs and organizations. So for example, we mentioned the Medicine Hat Big Brothers Big Sisters, we mentioned the Fort Sask program, we've had a few others. I know Synergy and Cochrane, I think they had a big story too, Lloydminster, Red Deer. It's amazing what I mean, we're all beholden to the news cycle. We never know what's going to happen in the news that might be a bigger story than mentoring. But you know, we do our best to get the word out there. And so the campaign, all this to say, long-winded answer, the campaign makes a difference each year, and we've tracked that difference. And the way to grow our difference, grow the impact, is by inviting your participation. So you're going to, at a soon opportunity, and by December, you're going to be getting a whole bunch of goodies from the Alberta Mentoring Partnership in terms of graphics that you can share and use for your own local mentoring month flair. So it'll be like an Instagram image that'll have contact info that we can put contact info for your agency that you can use for your own agency Instagram. That's a general message about the importance of mentoring that we'll be wanting to share all over Alberta. So this isn't about raising brand awareness for Mentor in the USA or for the Alberta Mentoring Partnership. It's not that at all. It's about raising awareness for mentoring. For all of our programs, because we all have friends on social media who don't live in our community, but if they see a post about mentoring, they're going to be more likely to look up mentoring in their own local community. So we're going to have a whole bunch of goodies that we'll send you. If you go to our YouTube page, this is one I know last year we did for about 6 different agencies. We have these 3 ads. They're 30-second ads. How many coins can you catch? Believe in mentoring. I would show you them now, but it would cause a massive lag on our webinar. But if you go and check them out, what we can do at the very end, it cuts to a bumper with the Alberta Mentoring Partnership logo and link. What we can do is change that so that it also has your logo, your URL, your phone number, your postal address, or whatever you would like. All you need to do is give us a lot of notice and reach out, email Andy, mentor.support@albertamentors.ca, and say, I would like this video, either the coin video or the believe video, and here's our logo, here's our contact info. And if you send that to Andy, we are able to do a custom bumper YouTube video for you that you can then share across your social media for your agency. So what I recommend, if you don't, like for example, when you come to our Facebook page, automatically a video pops up and starts playing. So what we can do is have a video right there. That's a fun, exciting video for your Facebook and your social media from one of the videos that we've already made. So this is why the AMP exists. We don't exist to reinvent the wheel. Really what it is Andy and I are your 7th and 8th employees. We are your marketing people in Edmonton, here to help you. We've got content, we've got great stuff. We just need your help. So we can customize it for you and for your community. So take a look at that. Go and fish around in our YouTube channel. Give us a like. Take a look at some of our videos and our promotions, and think about how they could work for you. If you give us notice, we can help you. Same thing with our Instagram. A lot of the Instagram content, I mean, we'll be creating it, and it's made generally for all Alberta, that you can take a look and take the content that we have. We can adapt these sort of ads and posters for Mentoring Month to your agency to have your contact info, etc. So this one was created by the Duke of Edinburgh, Alberta. We've had others that we have shared for our partners too. So the main thing is to get in touch with us and help us help you. Then finally, I talked about fundraising. A lot of our agencies do fundraisers during January. It's not the best time of year because it's right after Christmas, but it's an important time of year to remind people that we want to sustain the program for the year ahead. There's some New Year's resolutions campaigns I've heard about, things like that. If you're looking to do either fundraising or friend raising, mentoring month in January is a great opportunity to get involved and to talk about your needs as a program and the impact that you're making in the community. For our in-school mentoring programs, it's often a halfway point, and it's a chance to talk about where the kids are at. It's a chance to appreciate volunteers, to do all of that. So while the Alberta Mentoring Partnership, we do not have funding. We are not a granting body. We're just a small bootstrap organization here to help you with in-kind contributions. What I would recommend is check out our podcast episode 11, where we had a interview with Denisha Ballou, who's the fund development manager for the Boys and Girls Clubs Big Brothers Big Sisters of Edmonton, which is the largest program in Alberta. And they talk a little bit about the general, I would call this the mental models that you need to think about to be an effective fundraiser, and how to be bold in your ask, and how to think about working with sponsors, working with friends, working with funders. So I encourage you, go and download that presentation, give it some thought. And if you want to supplement, add, comment, tell us more about it, please do get in touch. So at this time, I want to jump to questions in the chat box for those of you on the line. And if not, they'll be concluding here. More information will be shared. I see a couple of the questions here. So more information will be shared over the forthcoming weeks in the AMP newsletter. The AMP newsletter is your best opportunity to learn about where to find all of this stuff. You can visit that page that I mentioned, the Alberta albertamentors.ca/mentoring-month. So this is where everything will be, oops, what did I do there? Oh, spelling error, yeah. Thanks, Andy. This is why we have Andy. He runs the internet for us. Yeah, so all of our updates, content, goodies, videos, etc. will be here on this page down below. But the main thing is always, I recommend if you're interested in a video, interested in some images, some creative, etc., just contact us. Just reach out. It's always chaos in January to pull this together last minute, but if you reach out now and you give us notice that you're looking for videos, pictures, posters, whatever, that's the best way to do it. So to the question, yes, just follow our newsletter. More will be coming soon. If you have other questions, you can send them to us at other times, or right now on the webinar, you can put them into the chat box. So I'll just give a minute if people want to ask any questions. All right, well, hearing none, I'm going to wrap up the webinar there today. I encourage you again, get in touch with us, mentor.support@albertamentors.ca. If you're listening on the podcast, all of these images, graphics, goodies can be found on albertamentors.ca. Reach out. We're going to be telling you more about Mentoring Month in December and January and helping you make this the best year possible to raise money, raise volunteers, and make your program wildly successful. Thank you so much.